And this is our special segment, WION Speed, where we get you news and updates from around the world, the world of sport as well as India. Germany's Social Democrats have voted in favour of holding talks with Chancellor Angela Merkel's Conservatives and end political impasse in the country. Socialist leader Martin Schulz has also urged his party members to be open to Merkel's overtures to review the coalition. The clock is ticking for Theresa May. The British Prime Minister now faces a Sunday deadline to present a Brexit divorce deal. And European Union spokesperson told reporters that there is no white smoke yet over Brexit. This is after May had a rather unsuccessful trip to Brussels just last week. And talks have hit another deadlock after that, and objections were raised by Ireland and May's coalition partners, the Democratic Unionist Party, or the DUP. Storm Caroline has wreaked havoc in UK. Coastal areas across the country have borne the brunt of the storm. Rail and ferry travel have been disrupted in Scotland, and dozens of schools have been forced to shut as wind speeds reached up to 90 miles an hour. And in fact, Storm Caroline is expected to be followed by snow and ice. Britain's Queen Elizabeth's commissioned the biggest warship ever built in the country into the Royal Navy fleet. The 65,000-ton warship, which shares its name with Queen Elizabeth, is part of the defence programme worth £6 billion and can travel 500 miles a day. It took 8 years to build the warship. Around 45,000 pro-Catalonia protesters demonstrated in Brussels today to show support for the region's deposed president, Carles Puigdemont. The protesters urged the European Union to support Catalonia's independence from Spain. Demonstrators chanted, "Wake up Europe," and waved Catalonia's red, yellow and blue Estelada separatist flag as they marched past the European Union headquarters in the Belgian capital. Former Catalan President Carles Puigdemont, who had escaped to Belgium to avoid legal actions against him, addressed demonstrations who had gathered to show their support for Catalonia's independence bid. Now, during his speech, he accused the Spanish government for treating Catalan as criminals. He also sent a direct message to President of the European Commission, Jean-Claude Juncker, saying that there is nowhere in the world where so many people would demonstrate to support criminals. In a bid to bolster the fight against the graft, a group of Mexican opposition senators have dropped and proposed a constitutional reform that would enable a sitting president to face trial for corruption for up to nearly 3 years after leaving office. The Mexican constitution does not provide for impeachment of the president and mandates that the incumbent can only be put on trial for treason and serious crimes such as murder. As the US-South Korea joint drills intensified, North Korea issued a fresh warning, a spokesperson of the North Korean Foreign Ministry said, and he blamed the drills. He also claimed that Washington was making war inevitable. He said, and I quote, "The question now remains is when will the war break out?" Protests against Donald Trump's Jerusalem decision has intensified in West Asia. Hundreds of protesters gathered outside the US Embassy in Ankara to denounce Washington's move. The protest was largely peaceful. All the police took security measures and US soldiers were seen on the roof of the embassy building. Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim has said that the United States has primed a bomb in the Middle East with this decision. Meanwhile, hundreds of people marched through the Baka refugee camp, which accommodates Palestinian refugees, to protest against the United States' decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Protests lit torches in Jordan, vowing to fight the United States' decision. Palestinian militant Hamas has called on Palestinians to abandon peace efforts and launch a new uprising against Israel in response to US President Donald Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as its capital. Later on Thursday, militants fired rockets at Israel from Gaza, but the projectiles failed to reach the territory there. After Hamas calls for a new intifada or uprising against Israel, Hezbollah's Nasrallah has backed the call. Hezbollah has called for a diplomatic campaign by Arab and the Muslim nations to pressurize the United States to reverse its decisions. Now, Nasrallah said all Middle East negotiations must be halted and that Trump's move was an undisguised American aggression against the Palestinian people. The protests against President Donald Trump erupted in Pakistan. Also were hundreds of Pakistanis where they held rallies, and protesters burned US and Israeli flags and chanted God is greatest and down with Donald Trump. Pakistan Air Force Chief has ordered his force, in fact, to shoot down any drones, including those of the United States, if they violate the country's airspace. The announcement comes just days after US Defense Secretary James Mattis's visit to Pakistan just 2 weeks ago. A US drone strike targeted a terrorist compound in Pakistan's tribal region near the Afghan border. 3 people were killed there. United Nations Security Council will hold emergency meeting in the wake of US President Donald Trump's announcing his decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. At least 8 of the 15 members of the Security Council, including Britain and France, had asked for this special meeting. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres is expected to address the Security Council meet. "200,000 people have fled Southern California as wildfires roar through canyons, hillsides and residential areas in San Diego's North County. Now, dry conditions and strong winds have fanned the flames of the Lilac Fire, which led to road closures and forced evacuations as the fire burned out of control there. An Argentine court has ordered the arrest of former President Cristina Fernandez there for trying to cover up Iran's possible role in the bombing of a Jewish community center in 1994, which, remember, killed 85 people. Three people have been killed after a shootout at a Mexico high school in the United States, according to a local authority. The shooter is also dead now. All the buildings of the school have been cleared and there is no sign of any threat anymore. The incident took place in San Juan County, and investigations in the case have been handed over to the New Mexico State Police. U.S.'s First Lady Melania Trump visited the Children's National Medical Center in Washington, D.C. as part of her Christmas celebrations. The First Lady read the book The Polar Express to the children. To India now. Palestinians envoy, in fact, Adnan Ali-Haja has said that Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Palestine. He didn't confirm the date of Prime Minister Modi's visit, but his announcement came on a day when the United Nations Security Council convened an emergency meeting after US President Donald Trump, in a controversial move, recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi launched a scathing attack on BJP once again. He said that the BJP has disrespected people of Gujarat. Till now, the ruling party did not bring out its election manifesto. Gandhi said that the campaign for Gujarat elections is over, but still there is no manifesto. He alleged that the Bharatiya Janata Party has no vision and idea for Gujarat's future. Congress leader Manishankar Iyer has been suspended from the primary membership of the Congress. Iyer had called Prime Minister Modi Neech Admi, meaning low life. He had attacked Prime Minister Modi, saying that he does dirty politics. The Congress has asked Iyer to apologize for his comments, but Manishankar Iyer instead chose to twist his words and offered a conditional apology. After the Sunni Waqf Board denied that couple Sibbal represented them in the Ayodhya case, Sibbal said that he was appearing for petitioner Muhammad Hashmi's son Iqbal Hashmi, which is clearly stated in the order by the Chief Justice of India. Now, Sibbal questioned Prime Minister Modi, saying the Prime Minister thinks that the CJI order was incorrect. A week after Cyclone Oki wreaked havoc along the southern coast of Tamil Nadu, fishermen from 8 villages in Kanyakumari are holding a stop rail agitation in Kanyakumari district, demanding the Chief Minister to visit them and address their issues. According to protesters, 1,113 fishermen are still missing from their villages, while 74 others have been killed. More than 10 districts of Odisha are likely to be lashed by heavy rains coupled with squally winds due to a depression over the Bay of Bengal, according to the Meteorological Centre in Bhubaneswar. The depression over southeast Bay of Bengal and its neighbourhood moved northwards at a speed of about 35 km per hour during 6 hours and lay centred about 870 kilometres there, southeast of Gopalpur on Thursday. The UK has sidestepped London Mayor Sadiq Khan's call for an official apology for the 1919 Jallianwala Bagh massacre, saying the government has rightly condemned the deeply shameful act in British history in the past. The UK Foreign Office statement comes after Khan's visit to Amritsar on Wednesday. He said the British government should apologise for the mass killing. Masters of Arts Political Science students at Banaras Hindu University seem perplexed with questions on GST and globalization, which they had to attend during their first semester exam. What baffles students is not only that the questions were out of syllabus, but correlation of the two thinkers were with the present day examples was out of context for many. The accused in the Hasini rape and murder case, Dashwant, escaped from Mumbai airport. He was arrested yesterday by the Mumbai police and was being brought to Chennai. Now, Dashwant is accused of sexual assault and murder of a 7-year-old Hasini and is also suspected of killing his mother. He has absconded from Chennai after murder there. To the world of entertainment now, J.K. Rowling voices support for Johnny Depp's casting in the upcoming sequel to The Fantastic Beasts and where to find them against Harry Potter fans threatening to boycott the actor in the film after Depp's ex-wife Amber Heard, in fact, was heard saying that during the divorce, Depp had hit her. where producers Warner Brothers also expressed their support for Depp's casting. Brazil's Oscar contender for the Best Foreign Film nomination this year opens in theatres in London on December 15. Bingo, The King of the Mornings, is Daniel Rezende's directorial debut and is inspired from Brazilian actor Arlindo Barreto's life. The 26-year-old pop sensation Ed Sheeran received the Members of the Most Excellent Award of the British Empire honour for his music career and charity work. Sheeran was presented with the honour by Prince Charles during an investiture ceremony which is held at the Buckingham Palace on Thursday. Models walked down the ramp in Channel's latest couture at Karl Lagerfeld's homecoming show in Germany on Thursday. The 84-year-old designer showcased a collection with a nautical theme featuring luxurious sweater dresses, thigh-high boots and sailor hats. To the world of sports. Portugal and Real Madrid football star Cristiano Ronaldo has claimed a record-equaling fifth Ballon d'Or award. The 32-year-old forward, in fact, his arch-rival and fellow five-time winner Lionel Messi of Argentina, Ronaldo continued to play a vital role as Real Madrid did become the champions in the Champions League and La Liga double last campaign. The former Manchester United star has continued his goal-scoring form in the Champions League and also became the only player to score in all 6 group stages of the competition on Wednesday night. Brussels have lost the right to stage Euro 2020 matches after delays in development of a new stadium. The European football governing body, UEFA, have confirmed this. The proposed Euro stadium has been experiencing several delays, prompting UEFA to shift the matches to Wembley Stadium in England. The iconic stadium in London will now host 7 matches, including the 2 semi-finals and a final of the Euro 2020. Tens of thousands attended France's Lyon famous Magic Lights Festival, or the Fête des Lumières, to watch the giant neon flowers or a fountain turn into an illuminated clock.